Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. We back, y'all. Here we is. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Still here.
Still holding. Still holding.
Still holding. Listen, let me tell you something, and nobody make fun of me, okay? For what I'm about to say. All right? Got a little problem with my eyelids. I'm not gonna get into it because it's none of your business. But if it looks shiny, it's because I had to moisturize my lids, okay? I know it looks shiny because I could tell, I could see it, and if I could see it, everyone else can see it too. Okay, I had a little problem with my eyelids. All right, all I'm gonna say is don't go out in the sun without protecting your eyelids. All right, don't do that. Don't do that. Learn from me. Learn from me. Okay, learn from a sensitive skin baddie. Okay, protect your eyelids at all costs.
Yeah.
Not my eyelids looking like a glazed donut or something. Anyway. I just had to say that because I feel like somebody, they be real mean in the comments for no reason. Remember that time they told me to clean my house because I had a box behind me? I just feel like somebody's going to say something mean about my eyelid. So I'm going to just put it to bed now. Don't come for me. Just protect your eyelids. That's all you got to do. That's all you need to do. Anyway, I'm Dash, by the way.
Yeah, we didn't even do intros yet.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I just had to clear that up real quick.
Fine, you might as well finish introducing yourself.
I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, aka cool grandma, but not really, aka protect your eyelids. All right.
I'm JD Nero, aka He Who Pods, aka Rearview Mirror. Yeah.
It had to be said.
Yeah. All right. So we spoke the other day about A Different World and its sequel, and the trailer's out.
It is. It is. We're getting close to release dates coming out on the 24th of September. And the trailer is out. It's cute. I like it. I was into it. It made me think about Homecoming. I don't know if you know this show, but CW has the series All American, and then they did the spinoff that was called Homecoming. Well, the same creators. I love both of those shows. This has that homecoming vibe. It was about them going to school at an HBCU. So I'm sold. It looks very different from the sitcom version of A Different World we're used to. It looks a bit more dramatic.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of the way they did Bel Air, in comparison to the way Fresh Prince of Bel Air was. Now, I don't know anything about what the cadence will be like or what the tone will be like going into it, if it will kind of be something similar, but it reminded me of that as well. I
can see why you say that.
I saw a lot going on, so I thought that was interesting. I see Ron's son is going to be there.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, Ron was in the. He was in it. He was in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
As a dad.
Is that who asked, "Where's the red carpet"?
I think so.
The son is the football player?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you remember, and I thought this was interesting, this felt like a callback to Ron's dad. Because Ron's dad didn't want him to be in college. He wanted him to be running the dealership with him.
I do remember that.
So I thought that this was interesting. It seems like he's gonna have like a similar vibe as his dad, just in a different way. And then the main character, obviously, is Whitley and
Dwayne Wade's
Dwayne's daughter.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad you liked it.
I know where this is going.
Hopefully, other people would like it enough to tune in.
What was wrong with it?
Just didn't do it for me. I'm sorry. This looked like a show for the kids. This didn't look like a show for me. And I know they're pitching it as a way to give fresh breath to a classic.
Mm-hmm.
And a way to give a different world to the younger folks. I don't think the younger folks are going to care about this. And the way that trailer
Really?
looked, yeah, maybe I'm wrong, because the younger folks loved Bel Air. In your, to use your example, I don't think people are going to care about this. This trailer did not make me want to press play. And I'm a Different World fan, not as big a Different World fan as you, but I am a Different World fan. But I don't have any interest in this after watching the trailer. I was already on the fence, and after seeing this trailer, I'm like, nah, I'm cool, thanks.
It doesn't. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't look like your kind of show
At all.
So I like teen dramas. I like it. I don't think it matters that I'm not a teenager. It's a genre. Like it's a whole genre.
And to your credit, Euphoria was just the biggest show, right? Like, and Stranger Things, if you want to keep it about young folks, these shows do well.
I just watched Sterling Point that came out on Prime Video. That was good. They were college age, right? But the thing is, I saw somebody talking about this a couple days ago on Threads about being able to suspend reality when you're watching television. And I think as an adult, you kind of, for a show like this, you kind of have to do that in order to appreciate it, I guess. I'm not saying that's what you need to do. I'm just saying I think that's part of my experience. I'm not really looking at it like, oh, like I necessarily relate to the people, the characters on the show, but do I understand them? Sure, So I think there's part of that here. But listen, every show is not for everybody. I don't and no, like if this wasn't such a big deal, like something that people are talking about or something that is a sequel to something we already knew, this is probably not the show that I would bring to you as your friend, as your co-host. Like I wouldn't come to you and be like, you know what? This is a Different World show. You should check this out. I just don't. I wouldn't have thought, outside of the fact that you've seen a different world, you like a different world. Yeah, I don't know if this would be the show that I would recommend to you. I don't know that you're their target audience.
No, I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not.
I just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with you saying that you just don't think that it's for you. I get that.
Yeah, and I'm all for suspending reality. I'm a huge sci-fi fan. Like, I watch all type of sci-fi stuff. When you walk into something sci-fi, you very often are completely suspending your thought of reality, right? It's like, no, I don't think Darth Vader is real, right? Like, I don't think people just out here using the Force to choke people from the other side of the screen.
Yeah.
Right? But I think it depends. I understand what you're saying, but I think it depends on what kind of show it is or what kind of movie it is, right? If you tell me, hey, this rom-com and this is a rom-com, right? It's like, okay, so it's gonna be funny and romantic, and now I'm gonna, even there I'm gonna suspend some reality. But I think depending on the type of content you make, people will or will not suspend reality and will have more lax than other things.
Yeah.
So like, when I go see John Wick, I know John Wick is probably not gonna die no matter what they do to him, right? Like, I know even
Right.
if they shoot him 12 times, he's gonna somehow heal. Even though he doesn't have a Wolverine, Captain America, Deadpool healing
Right.
factor, right? But it's just like, well, he's a one-man army. That's the idea. In those movies, those people, ridiculous things happen to them, and they just limp and keep
They
going.
seldom die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, all right, I'm still about to whip your ass, and it's like, your
Yeah.
bone is coming out of your leg. You're not even supposed to be able to walk right now. But you're gonna do,
Yeah.
you're gonna defeat a fifth degree black belt in the next fight scene. It's like, all right, I mean, so I think it's within the limits of what you create. Because even when I see stuff like the One Man Army movie, I'm like, all right, they really OD'd though, because in my example here, where the guy has a bone coming out of his leg and shouldn't be able to walk, no, I don't expect you to just kick the fifth degree black belt's ass after that.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, I'm gonna suspend reality, but how much though? Like, how much reality you want me to suspend? So
Yeah. And sorry. Go ahead.
that's it. I was done.
I was gonna say it makes sense when I like to watch, like those FBI shows, CIA shows. I love a good spy show. These people will get tortured. It'll be like 5 seasons of a show. One of the characters will get captured and tortured like at least 4 times, and you're like, but at some point, someone would have killed them, no?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So you have to kind of like sure based on true things that happen, but also at what point do you die? Because no no one lives through all of that,
Yeah, it's like
but
my example I use all the time of Batman, right? Batman is a normal human being. That's the whole thing.
mhm,
He's rich, yes. He
yeah.
uses all these gadgets and things, yes. But when they have a guy take Batman and throw him through a building, and Batman just gets up and he's like, "You cracked my rib. Now I'm gonna fuck you up." I'm like, all right, this nigga should be dead. He was thrown through a building. Like, it's over. You can't just get up with one cracked rib and go fight the guy that's destroying the world. No, like, let's have limits to what we do here.
Same as Spider-Man after having seen the new Spider-Man movie. When you think about I get that he has super strength and all of that, but when you think about certain things that happen, I won't give it away. I know people are still going to see it. There was a moment where I was like, shouldn't he have just?
No.
He shouldn't have lived through that.
Well, actually, I disagree, because you got to understand that Spider-Man's healing ability is very different than a regular person.
Fair.
So
Fair. I just thought there was one particular moment, and we could talk about it off pod, but there was one particular moment where I was like, I get all of the other times he doesn't die, but there was one specific moment where I was like, shouldn't he have died
yeah, I understand.
then? But, it is what it is.
They said nah. You know what I'm saying?
Na 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 na.
They said nah.
Na 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 na.
Let me play this video.
Yeah, let's do it.
Go for our next topic. I should have had it ready, so after you did that, we could have went right into it. But
Well, I'll talk while you find it. So basically, there's a creator online who has, discovered something that I think we weren't paying attention to. At least I wasn't, because this blew my mind. And I was like, wait a minute, have we been bamboozled? Have we been shortchanged?
ready?
I feel like we have. Also, it made me think of Trey Songz when I.
Yeah.
The first person I thought of was Trey Songz. Okay, so tell us more, please.
It says on screen when the artist keeps saying "nana" to fill up the song. Here we go.
Oh my god. Look, I think what songs in 2000s used to just spam nah 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 just to fill up the song. I mean, it can't be that. Oh, you want to bet? Okay. It's gonna be.
I don't like how they did my girl Rihanna. Trey was king of that.
Thank you. No. Okay, send it. Where are we going? Run. Here's the edge.
All right, hopefully YouTube doesn't take that down for playing 500 songs that don't belong to us. But there it is. Nana.
Nah.
And I have a take that they're not gonna like out there.
I think nah was a genre.
I think every generation has that. I think every decade
I
has that.
agree.
Remember in the 90s, it was Nahu.
No. Yeah. And then there was a variation of that. There was ooh yeah, which Jodeci. I mean, I feel like they popularized, but they weren't the only ones to do it.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if you look at every decade, they probably got a thing that the R&B cats used.
What do you think the Gen Zers are doing?
I don't know. This generation doesn't really hold notes the same. This decade, the music doesn't hold notes the same. No, it's not a diss. It part of it
Sounded
is
like
using
one.
it in this decade, because we're talking about decades.
Yes.
From 2020 to 2026. I don't know what the thing is, but I think the music is the R&B music, which is mostly what that was. I think the R&B music is more of that trap sounding R&B. They don't really hold notes and croon the same. So I don't know what that would be. I would have to really sit and listen to a lot of 2020s R&B.
Is it silence?
Is it silence? What does that mean? Is it silence? Is there nothing filling the air?
Yeah.
Because in the 80s, it was the band.
Oh, which was great because at least somebody was doing something.
Yeah, in the 80s, Rick James was shouting, "Temptation, sin!"
And I think that worked. Okay, yeah. Probably the best.
Or James Brown just let the band go off. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta let the band go off, especially if they're great.
But today there's no band. So in the 80s, they would just let the band rock for way too long.
I think now they let the beat rock for way too long. You don't think so?
No, songs are 90 seconds now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's moments in songs where there's just nothing.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I'll have to listen more. I think today there's not anything to fill because the songs be 90 seconds.
All I got cut out.
All of that got cut out. Yeah, exactly. That's my take.
Yeah.
I think
they would like do some ad libs and then they just cut them.
Yeah, I think
we're actually not going to use those, but thank you.
Right. That was a good run, but we're going to take it out.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I feel like it was a genre. I'm not gonna shade it. I do think it's funny, and I'm like, oh, were we shortchanged like lyrics? Were we?
Yes.
Sounds that way. Sounds that way, but also I feel like that was just kind of the way, and I agree with you. I think that there have been, like, over the years, there's a different sound that carries throughout an era. And I think that was one of them.
Yeah.
Also, not only was it filling space, but it was allowing for pop records or mainstream records to be easy to sing.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for me to learn na 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 rather than learning
Right.
actual words.
Right.
And it's easy. It's an easy sound to make. It's easy to sing along to. So when I go to a concert, I can sing along. You know, so crowd participation can be encouraged. Like there's a lot of actual real reasons why this made sense. And my guess is some guy in the music industry told somebody to do it once, or somebody did it, and then some guy heard it and was like, you know what?
Yeah, I mean, it's a copycat game. And also,
Yeah.
sometimes a label will have a group of writers who work on multiple things. And so that's also
Right.
possible.
That was going to be my other thought, that I bet if you did some research, you'd find that some of the songs that we just heard were, there's some of the same people are associated with them.
I would think so.
So, yeah, we got to find out who the nanana guy was, though. I would love to know.
That's a good question. Who was the nanana guy?
Yeah.
That's a good question. So
they didn't have to do 2 Rihanna songs, though. That wasn't right. That wasn't right. I felt like that was a shot at my girl, and I did not like that. But we can move on.
Well, speaking of shots, you know, we covered up here how Jay-Z has been sending shots back at people.
Yeah.
And Joe Budden podcast has a clip circulating where Joe Budden is saying that Drake should prove his point. Drake said recently that his pen is not dry. His pen still works. And Joe Budden recently said that, you know what? Yeah, you should prove that. And you know who you should prove it with? You should prove it with Jay-Z. You should directly diss Jay-Z. And he went as far as to say, let's do it. 7:45 in Marcy. He said he should find a song with a really nice beat. He said, make it the hardest beat we ever heard. Look at the time. And tell us where you at in the world. I think the other one was something like 8:45 on State Street or something like that. And I know that Jay-Z has been seemingly responding to Drake and others. And Joe Budden is directly encouraging is probably the better word. He's directly encouraging Drake to throw shots at Jay-Z. I'm here to say this is a terrible idea.
I mean, it depends on how you look at it.
Well, first, on the Drake side of things, he lost to Pusha T. That's a fact.
Yes.
He lost to Kendrick. That's a fact.
He did that too, yeah.
He was very hurt by those losses and is still talking about them today. Iceman came out a couple of months ago, and on Iceman, we had to hear about Kendrick and Pusha T and all the friends that Drake lost because of this battle. Now, I know he pieced it up with Future. They're friends again, allegedly. But he lost a lot of friends. And on Iceman, we had to hear about those friends as well.
I think he lost those friends because he's a bad friend. But that's just me. I don't know him personally. I just feel like when you're the common denominator,
maybe
everybody can't be wrong.
I don't know. But
because they didn't say, last thought, they didn't say, it wasn't like everybody just walked away from him quietly and, you know, it was just like whatever. They don't like they talk about him like he's terrible. That's none of my business. But
and the people that he lost to, they have studied, look up to, and highly revere Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you didn't beat them, you're probably not going to beat Jay-Z.
Probably not. However, I do think that just getting Jay-Z to come down from the heavens and battle you is a flex in itself, even if you're Drake.
I disagree there too.
I think so.
Because Drake and Drake's fans they've been talking a lot online about this. They don't think Jay-Z is going down to come to Drake. They think Drake is the person up in the heavens, and Jay-Z would be coming up to battle Drake.
If they would have said that a few years ago, I would have let them have that. Like, I don't think Drake has ever really, I don't want to say ever, I don't think Drake's been that high for a long time.
I mean, he just had
Also,
all top 40 records.
That's not what I mean. I just mean, I mean as a rapper. I mean, not as the big guy who is also pop, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about rap. I'm talking about hip hop. And I think that at some point in Drake's career, Drake was acting like and performing as if he could hold his own against the top contenders in rap. And I think Drake hasn't done that in a long time.
Okay, I agree with that.
That's what I mean. So when I mean Jay-Z coming down from the heavens, I'm not talking about all of Jay-Z's stuff, all of Jay-Z's businesses, all of Jay-Z's whatever he has done. I'm talking about Jay-Z as a rapper being up here, especially having to go toe to toe with another one. Jay-Z will be, in fact, coming down from the heavens to hang with Drake, because Drake has not proven himself as that level in a long time. And the Drake fans will fight me on this. I don't care. Drake has not performed to the highest of his abilities in a long time. And some would even argue that that means that he doesn't have the ability to do so at this point.
You don't think, honestly asking, you don't think his battle with Kendrick showed that he still has that rap ability?
In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no.
Because it wasn't bad music. When he was dissing Kendrick,
bad.
Most of it was good. It just Kendrick was better.
I agree. It was good and Kendrick was better, sure. But I also just feel like I'm not even just talking about in the battle. I'm talking about as a whole and the music that he has put out over the years. Like, he's consistently been inconsistent for a while. In my opinion, I think there's a lot of people who love Drake and Drake's music and thinks that he's still performing at the highest level. And so we would have to argue that out, right? But for me, as someone who's been listening to Drake since the beginning, I don't think we're getting the organic, authentic hip hop guy that he used to sound like.
Oh no, definitely.
I don't think we get that anymore. I don't think that exists anymore. Even when he's doing 5 p.m. in
insert place.
Sheboygan. I don't know why I always say Sheboygan. I don't know. That's the only place. But even when he's doing that now, it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't give the same,
Yes, the last one was not good. 6 a.m.
Last one
I think
great.
it was 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. on Bridal Path, whatever. That was arguably the weakest of all the timestamps. I also think, on the other side, it is a terrible idea for Jay-Z.
I agree with that.
I
think it would be fun for us, but I think it's a terrible idea for Jay-Z.
Yeah, I think Jay-Z opens himself up to a lot of criticism if he does this. I think Jay-Z has not put out music in 10 years or longer. Let me see. When did 444 come out? I think it was like 2016 it came out or something like that. maybe earlier. I'm gonna pull it up, but Jay-Z hasn't dropped music in a long time, and I feel like this is not a good way to come back. I don't think Jay-Z should come back battling Drake, and I think it would be a bad way to try to return. 444 came out in 2017, so he hasn't dropped an album in 9 years. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. The features we've heard in these 9 years have not all been great. I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, but most of them have not been great. Now, sure, Hove did was spectacular. It was amazing. I'm sorry, yes, God did was spectacular. It was amazing. But of all the features we've heard Jay-Z on in the last 9 years, it's really not, that's not the bar for all of them. And we just heard him on Morning Dew, and it wasn't that either. I don't think Jay-Z is able to rap at the same level. And I think Jay-Z is in the midst of a coming out party, not coming out LGBTQ style, but re-releasing himself into the hip-hop world. And that's cool. He's doing a great job, right? We spoke very highly of the Yankee Stadium concerts. We know those concerts are selling out, and people want to see him. But being that he hasn't dropped an album in almost 10 years, when he drops that album, it's going to be highly criticized no matter what. And I also think Jay-Z is not going to hit the numbers he's used to hitting. And that's going to be part of the battle. Because Drake just was on the 40 of the top 40. And Jay-Z, who likes to talk about numbers, is not going to be 40 of the top 40. Historically, Jay-Z's music does not chart the way that Drake's music charts. Now, the reason for that is Jay-Z's not a pop artist, but Jay-Z will have that one summer smash, absolutely. But he's not going to have 15 songs all be on the top charts the day and weeks after it drops. Will he do numbers? Sure, of course. But also his fans don't do what Drake fans do. Like his fans will go to the pop out, they'll buy the merch, you know, they'll do those things, but they're not gonna sit there all day and just play your album on repeat mode for 70 hours straight so you could make YouTube history.
Right.
That's not what Jay-Z fans do. And so I think it's a very different ballgame today than when Jay-Z released an album 9 years ago. And I think if you battle Drake, you only give people more things to criticize. And I think that's a mistake. I don't even think Jay-Z should put out an album. I've said this before as well. I think Jay-Z should just ride off into the sunset and be done. But it doesn't look like that's what's happening. So if you are going to put out an album, a battle will not help with that, in my opinion.
What if, just for, conversation's sake, what if Jay-Z puts out an album of God Dids? Like, what if it is on that level, the whole album?
I mean, that
would shock you.
I'd be shocked in a great way. I'd be shocked in a good way. I'd be very happy with that. But I don't think that's likely today. I don't think that's likely.
Yeah. I don't know. I want it to be good if that's what's happening.
You mean the album or the battle?
The album. I'll speak to the battle in a second, but I want it to be good if an album is happening. I'm hopeful that if an album is what's coming, that it will be good, because it would just be nice if it was. As far as him and Drake go, I agree with you. I think that there are a lot of reasons why this shouldn't happen. I think for just, the love of hip hop, I think it would be entertaining for us if it did happen. But I think in terms of Jay-Z, I just think about all of the things he's affiliated with and all of his business endeavors. And I don't think that Jay-Z can be battle Jay-Z in the way that we know him and with his political connects at this point. I just think that time has passed for him. I don't see how he's able to. I mean, sure, he's a man who does whatever he wants, but also I don't think I think he's pretty smart in terms of like how he builds his wealth. And I think he's very much aware that, you know, he too is not exempt from criticism. And it's one thing when we criticize him, you know, in a loving way, right? In a way where it's like we just want him to stay down to earth and be about the culture and really like respect the people who support him, as opposed to like on the other side of it when it's like his business connects and everybody's disposable, right? And then on the Drake side of things, I don't know. I feel like I don't see how Drake wins a battle with Jay-Z. I just can't fathom that. And I also, you know me, I also feel like this is a lot on one man.
What does that mean?
And I just feel like Drake lost his friends. Drake lost these battles. A lot of things were said. Lawsuits were filed. And I just don't, I wonder if personally Drake can handle it if he were to get into another battle with a huge artist and lose. I don't know. And I don't know him personally, so maybe I'm thinking too much about him and his mental health and all of that, but I just kind of feel like that's a lot. That's a lot for one person to have dealt with. And I'm not saying he didn't ask for it. I'm not saying that, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of gives me the ick in the sense that I don't know if that's right for Drake. I think Drake's path right now should be the just make music and do what you do. Go out and perform and whatever. At the same time though, if somebody's got to do it between the two of them, I think if Drake speaks directly to Jay-Z, like for real, calls him out, no holds barred.
It's a bad idea.
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm saying if he were to do it, what I think is a bad idea is Drake thinking. What I think is a bad idea is Drake underestimating Jay-Z.
But that's what Drake
And
does. He underestimates his
thinking
opponent.
that, yes, and I think that is where, because Drake is the type of person who will continue to antagonize the person he thinks won't say anything to him. And there's a lot of reasons to believe that Jay-Z won't say anything to him, but Jay-Z also moves to the beat of his own drum in a sense. And he can be unpredictable in that way.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Drake. I just feel like just make your music, make 3 more albums.
Yes.
You know, in one shot.
Whatever.
You know, next time call it, I don't know, something. But I think that's Drake's. I think Drake needs to be in his music bag right now, just getting back to the good stuff. I've been saying that for a long time, and I really do believe that. Just get back to the good stuff. That's it.
All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are our thoughts on Jay-Z versus Drake. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. This has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time.
Adios.